Welcome back to another episode. Happy Tuesday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'm waiting on Rudy. Rudy's supposed to be here tonight. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's going to show up. He was supposed to show up on Saturday. And he was like, "Oh, I've never been on camera, so I was kind of shy. So I didn't want to come on." I was like, I said to him, "Don't you ever do that again?" So I think he got upset, and I don't think he's coming tonight. Rudy, where are you, Rudy? All right, guys. So it looks like we're gonna go over everything that happened. It looks like, guys, Mace Windu is on fire. I don't know how he's doing anywhere else, but I'm gonna pull up two locations where he's very expensive one and sold out. Okay. Oh, look who made it. Look who made it. Look who made it. Let go the doorbell. Welcome. How are you?
What's up? Sorry, had a little technical difficulty getting in first.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. End of another long day.
I was telling everybody that you were supposed to show up on Saturday, but you said you were kind of like shy and you had never been on camera before. So he's like, I said he didn't want to come in.
No, I saw you started on your InArt rant, and I was like, let me not get involved. Once I get involved, it'll be an extra hour of InArt talking. Mike will kill us. So.
Rudy was like, "Let me spare Mike for a weekend."
Poor Mike.
Mike was like, "No." All right, so let's see who's in here before we get started, guys. Thank you guys for being here. We have Uncarded in the house. If you're not first, you're in. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Where are you? Welcome. Let's see who else is in the house. We got Michael in the... Do not get him started. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let's see who else is in here tonight with us. We got Tali in the house. Welcome, my friend. Also, guys, congratulations to all the giveaway winners. It felt like it was like 7 people.
You're giving away some good things too.
Yeah,
man.
like when he pulled up one of the Star Wars, I think it was a short trooper. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I thought you were giving away like all shacks or something. He's like, I want to play.
He gave away good things, man. I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, it was good stuff too. I was like, I want to play. Selfish. We got Babo in the house. Says good evening. Once collect. Yes, guys. Don't forget the merch. I got t-shirts in. I got some hoodies in. I got some hats
right
in. Look at that. I didn't even notice. I didn't even
nice hoodie.
Wait, hold on.
The name is in the way.
Yeah, hold on.
There you go. Look at that. Look at
that, guys.
Very nice.
Tell them the quality, because people don't really think that it's
quality. I've got a little bit of an itch right now and a little bit of a
well, that's because you're allergic to good quality.
No, it's good. It's nice. It's like not super like thick where it just
right,
feels like
exactly. And another thing, when you wash it, guys, it doesn't shrink, which is like the best thing,
No, it's good. It's
so great, we got Babo in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
How you doing?
So, guys, don't forget, please. And there's a few of you who place orders, and I haven't heard from you guys. So, please let me know whenever you want me to ship your stuff. We got the door in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Welcome. We got Figment in the house. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here. Welcome. We got Joker J in the house. How are you, my friend? Let's see who else is in here. We got Leo in the house. Channel member in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here as always. We got Nefty in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. We got Albert in the house. How are you? Welcome, Albert. Albert, when are we doing the celebration? Remember, we talked about it. We talk about it every week. Chris, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. We got, let's see who else. Ding dong. Bing bong. Rudy, you know Bing bong or no?
Bing bong, no.
No?
No.
Like there's a guy, I don't know if it's in the Bronx or Brooklyn, but he's always, he'll do videos on Instagram or YouTube. People walking around by him, he goes, "Don't ever disrespect me with the," and he'll say stuff like that. So that guy who go bing bong is the funniest thing.
Dude, I'm old, man. I'm on Facebook, for crying out loud.
I'm on Facebook. Oh, I thought you did Snapchat.
Yeah, right.
I don't use Snapchat for anything. Oh man. If someone mentions the I word, we riot. The I word. Fully put up. Ooh. See, I pre-ordered mine on Sideshow. I'm glad I did, but we're gonna get into it, guys. We got the Figure Alchemist. How are you, my friend? Welcome. And Rudy, I want to get your opinion on all that stuff. We got Josue in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else. We got Action Figure Academy in the house. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Damn you, Rudy. Never use the
Just wait. Just wait. In 5 years, when I finally get my InArt figures, we're gonna have some serious conversations.
Premium yak. My InArt figure. Premium yak care. What's up, guys? Jared Paul, welcome. How are you? Thank you for being here. Welcome. We got Action in the Box. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here.
How you doing?
All right, we got, let's see. All right, so guys, let's get started. So Rudy,
Talk to me, man.
first and foremost, we got some action. So it looks like Mace Windu, is going nuts right now. I get it, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything, guys, until Rudy's is done with his point, because I have my own way of thinking about this. So Rudy, so as you can see, right? So we got Mace Windu. He's obviously out shipping. People have him in hand already. He is waitlisted on Sideshow. Okay, on Sideshow is $284, obviously plus tax and shipping, so it's going to be over $300 already. Okay.
Right.
Toys for Kiddos, shout out to Toys for Kiddos. He has them at $381.85 sold out. Okay, so he sold out almost $400 sold out. What does that mean, Rudy? What does that mean? Go.
I mean, I think there's the demand for the figure, right? I mean, that's people have been waiting for Mace Windu for a while. I remember when he got announced, everybody seemed to get excited. There's always that criticism now and then about like, oh, it's not perfect, but I thought it looked great. So now that he's released, I have the feeling that he's going to be one of those figures that you either were lucky enough to make the right decision and get him, or you didn't, and now you're going to have to pay some premium prices for it.
So that's exactly what I think. Even though I was the first one to say that this head sculpt does not look great at all. Again, it could be amazing in hand, in pictures.
Right.
It doesn't look good at all to me. I said that in the previous stream, I believe on Saturday. And thank you guys for everybody who was here on Saturday too. So my thing is this. Because of the character, right? Like you said, there's a high demand for the character. It's the first time they make this character, most likely the last time, unless they decide to do another version of him, which he only came out in one movie, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know that there's a need, right?
Right.
For a second figure, right? Or any more Mace Windu figures. Which is why I think that they didn't really bother too much with the head sculpt, which again, it doesn't make sense to even say, because I would think that if it's the very first and only figure that they're going to make out of him, make him good, right? Make him so good that we'll always love that figure, right? Again, because we are assuming that it'll be the first and only figure ever made. Another thing, the fact that it's Mace, again, only one movie. So because of the character as well, and being the fact that we are getting so much Attack of the Clone stuff, I think that's why, which is where this is from, right? This is Attack of the Clones.
This one, yeah, because it's the Geonosis arena, right? So it's that
Right.
battle.
So again, it doesn't, I think they should have spent more time on the head sculpt at least, because everything else is very basic, right? The outfit is very basic. That doesn't really, matter. It's not intricate. It's not difficult to make. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing crazy, which is why it's a slap in the face to get the figure that the head sculpt is what makes the entire figure, nothing else. Okay, because you change that head sculpt and you could put another head sculpt and it's going to be just another Jedi, right? You put a Qui-Gon head sculpt on there, it's going to be Qui-Gon. Whether the outfit matches or not, it'll be Qui-Gon because it's a Jedi outfit. So it's going to be a generic look no matter what. So that's what I mean when I say that the head sculpt is what makes the figure. Because without that head sculpt, it could be anybody.
Right.
So that to me, again, was a waste of an opportunity for Hot Toys. I could be completely wrong, having it in hand. I always tell you guys that when I make the videos, when I get the figures in hand, that I've said it looks, horrible in hand, and then in person, all this, it looks horrible in pictures, and then in hand it looks amazing. That's happened multiple times already in my videos. So I will always let you guys know. But again, from every single angle besides this one, pretty much, I think this one's the best one where you see more Samuel L. Jackson, because again, it's the angle, it's the way the light's hitting it, all that stuff. But here, he looks nothing like him at all. Rudy, did you order that? Obviously, we know you don't get Star Wars, but would this be something? No, I forgot that you did. You get it?
No, I passed on this one. Who was it? Yeah. Joker Jay's in the chat, right? He said it. I'm only collecting. It just sort of happened that way. I'm mainly collecting like Sith figures. So, and I'm with you. I when it came out, while I like Mace, the sculpt, it wasn't something that really grabbed me. I thought it was a bit of a miss for Hot Toys, to be honest. The rest of the figure looks great. What's a little surprising to me is this is now the fourth Samuel L. Jackson we've gotten from Hot Toys, right? Because you got the one from the Spirit.
Fury, so it was Avengers.
Isn't that right? Then it was
Octopus,
Winter Soldier. Then it was the Octopus, right?
Winter Soldier and Octopus, right?
And those three actually look. The Octopus, which is an older figure, actually looks pretty good.
It looks very good. I mean, it's not so soft and smooth like they are, like the head sculpts are now, but the detail, you could see Samuel L. Jackson in that head sculpt.
Right, and then the ones from the Marvel movies, right? I have those. Those look great with the eye patch. They put a lot of effort into them.
The first release, the first Avengers, Nick Fury, I think was better than the second one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think the first one was better than the one with the sling. What?
Right, but the point is they've done Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
So it feels like, we've seen that when they've had multiple experiences with the same sculpt, by the time they get to the fourth one, you usually get, blown out of, proportion. It's amazing. So I'm a little surprised that this is what we got. Right. Maybe in hand it'll be better, but for me, this one was a pass. This was an easy pass for me.
Well, it was a pass because I was going to say it was a pass because of the fact that you don't get Star Wars, or pass because you don't think it looks great?
No, it's Star Wars. It's the Star Wars thing, basically. Gotcha. I'm being really selective with Star Wars.
Anthony, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let's see who else is in here real quickly before we continue. Where are you guys? Let's see. Got him somewhere else because he was waiting. Didn't convert 24 hours. Gotcha. Oh, where'd you? I think you did tell us where you got it. Window head sculpt is poor. So another thing, Rudy. Maybe, obviously, it's somebody else who made the head sculpt, right? A completely different artist than everybody else,
right?
Which would make sense, I wonder who made him,
right? Because there's been, from the time those original Samuel L. Jackson sculpts came out to now, they've had a bunch of turnover in their artists. So it's possible,
and it's been many years too. That Octopus has been at least 10 years.
Oh, that's an older figure,
right? I have it right here. I have it right.
So do I. It's a great figure.
No, I have it with the Spirit and the girl, Scarlett Johansson. What's her name? The female.
Silk and Floss.
Yeah, and I got her with the syringe too.
Yep.
I think Dave Mace Chappelle looks good enough. Dave Chappelle, unbelievable. Yeah, all of the appearances are in 1, 2, 3. Don't see Hot Toys doing another one. Oh wait, so he did appear in all three?
Oh yeah. He was
I
in the
thought
first one.
No, I thought he only appeared in the second one.
No, he was in the first one where they he's in the council, I think. We see him there.
But
He's
these are
in
very quick appearances, right? I
the
think that's
first
why.
one. The first one was a little bit of a cameo. The second one is where he did the
That's the
whole
main thing,
thing
right?
where he talked to George Lucas and said, "Listen, can I get a purple
The purple,
lightsaber?"
I remember
Right,
that.
that's the big story. He got his purple lightsaber.
George asked him, "What do you want? What color do you want? You want red or you want green?" And he goes, "Why not purple?" And he's like, "Purple." And then he's like, "Yeah, I guess you can have
Okay,
purple."
right.
Yeah.
So that was his big thing, and then he makes it in Revenge of the Sith. I mean, Sidious takes him out, Palpatine.
See, I thought all of this happened in the second one. So I know he died, obviously, but I thought that
Or
this
it's
all
Anakin
happened
that
in the
takes him out,
second
yeah.
one. Right.
No, it's in the third. He makes it through all three.
So guys, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Any differences between the Mace from Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith aesthetically? Meaning, like if you watch episode 2 and episode 3, would you have noticeable differences on both Mace Windu's looks in each movie?
I don't think so.
Right? So
they're very similar, yeah.
So this is where I was going with that. Number one, I only thought he appeared in Attack of the Clones. So I'm going to take what I said, not all the way back, but slightly back. So what I want to say is this. Now knowing that obviously his bigger role was in episode 2, he appeared and died in episode 3. Hot Toys, to make that money again, okay, seeing that it's doing as well as it is right now because the figure is hot. It's the very first time he's being made. Again, there's a huge possibility that there's no need to make him ever again. But here's the thing. As you guys notice, Hot Toys has been working on a lot of episode 2, and now we're getting Revenge of the Sith stuff too.
Right.
With Palpatine and other stuff, right? It looks like mentioned on Saturday, Dark Side Anakin's a huge possibility at this point. Which again, for the artisan, which would be Revenge of the Sith. So here's where I'm going. If this figure does well as it's doing right now, and Hot Toys gets enough complaints that people are unhappy with the way the head sculpt is made, there will be, again, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But there will always be that possibility and that door left open for them to come out and make a Revenge of the Sith Mace Windu. What do you think of that?
I mean, maybe. It would be one of those like reissues that's not really, they'll throw in some extra accessories or spoilers,
maybe
right?
Maybe a DX.
Maybe, right, with the purse system, with the rolling eye system. Get him with that.
But how would you pull that off though? How would you, like, from under the head, right? Because you'd
have to remove the sculpt,
right,
and then be able to access from the socket, right?
From inside, right?
From the joint. And then I mean, spoilers, right? Doesn't he lose his hands at the end? Doesn't like Anakin take his hand, so you could have a the detachable, like, we know Hot Toys has done that before,
with Luke.
Yeah, with Luke, right? So they've done it, so you could have something like that
with the double pack.
It would just be, it's interesting because I don't know how much else you could give him though.
That's what I'm saying. It's a very basic, very minimal figure. Like, you can't really do much, and that's why I'm like, it's like, knowing Hot Toys and knowing how they operate. That's why it's very easy for me to say,
right,
if he appeared in a third movie, then why wouldn't they? Especially that's when he died, right? He became a big deal in episode 2. He died in episode 3. Now, my thing is this. Can they make him for episode 3? Absolutely. Will they make money off of him from episode 3? Absolutely. The only thing is this. Would they make him another MMS? I doubt it. It would have to be a DX to make him appealing, to give him more stuff, to give him maybe a fancy base, something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
You'd almost have to do I wonder with this Legends line that they have going, right? If he has any appearances in this expanded universe, right? Where in the Clone Wars cartoon or something where you can make him like with an armored version, or that would be the only way I see them doing another one.
Chris, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
Damn, I didn't even know you were going live. That's weird because I go live every Tuesday. Thank you for paying attention to me, my friend.
Yikes. How dare you?
Oh man.
Come on.
We got Harold in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let me see who else is in here before we continue. We got, let's see. My phone is down 50%. Gonna hang as long as I can. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Mace was what? Yeah, I pre-ordered him immediately. That's how I was able to get the notification that he was delayed on Sideshow. And another thing, guys, now that I'm thinking about this, I don't know if it's done on purpose, right? I doubt it because it just worked out so perfectly for Hot Toys. But I noticed something. We got the emails for the delays, but then after those emails, we got bombarded with all these announcements that of the figures that were already ready to ship. So is there a possibility that was done on purpose, right? They delayed, they dumped all these figures on us for 2 weeks because of the delays. What do you think?
Or you think it's more that they snuck these into the production line and had to push everything back?
Well, so that's another possibility,
right?
Right? That's another possibility, but I think that they shoved that in as an excuse, meaning, all right, we're gonna have delays, but these are ready to go. So let's dump these. Let's get these out because there are going to be delays anyway. So that'll distract them. And if you pay attention, who has been complaining about delays? Nobody.
Right. And look, that's what happened when they canceled those 2 figures, right? They snuck that in an announcement in their webpage that I don't know. I never visit, right? They snuck that in. And then that same afternoon, they hit us with the first drop of all these like Star Wars releases. So they have a history of doing that bad news covered with a bunch of good news, you know?
But give me another example of a bad news situation, especially a cancellation like that, because that was big. That was very big. And if you pay attention, nobody, like, in that moment, at least for that whole day, people cared. Right. People were like, oh my God. Especially me. I wanted that figure back.
But that afternoon, they dropped, or it was either that afternoon or the next day, they dropped like 4 pre-orders. That was the first batch of like the dark side figures. So they planned it really well to cover kind of, it was like a 24-hour period of like, oh my God, what's going on? The sky's falling. And then it was like, okay, here we're giving you 4 brand new figures. And then I think the week after that, it was another 4 figures.
Correct.
Right. And then we had like a little, then they threw in God Loki, Artisan, and then they threw in these other batch of releases now. So they've been kind of like hitting nonstop. So
well, my point is, do you think that was done on purpose, or you think that was just part of whatever's going on? Because I think that they were thrown in there exactly what we just said to make us not sit there and dwell on a negative thing regarding Hot Toys. Because again, we talked about it for that day, and nobody has talked about it ever again, because there's nothing to talk about. There's too much fire being announced and released by Hot Toys that who's going to focus on that one thing? If
I wouldn't put it past them.
Well,
I wouldn't put it past them.
If that were InArt, because of the type of company InArt is, every time something bad happens with their company, they're stuck in that negativity for weeks until something else comes out, or they're invited on a stream for a Q&A. For more bullshit to clarify what the issue is, or what can happen, or what the fix is going to be. So that's how they deal with that. But they don't get away with it like Hot Toys does, because Hot Toys is, the fact that Hot Toys is king, they could give you, again, like they canceled that figure, bad news, but guess what? They'll make it up with another 10 figures that are going to make you forget that you even wanted that original canceled figure.
Yeah, listen, when you've got 100 and what, right? What are they up to? 130 open pre-orders right now, and still more getting added in. It's hard to get kind of bogged down into, oh my God, what's going on? Because every week we're almost guaranteed to get at least one pre-order. Like when we don't get a pre-order from Hot Toys in a week, it's almost like, oh, it's a little depressing, right?
Yeah.
Because you're almost like clockwork. It's either going to be on a Tuesday or on
Right.
a Thursday where they drop it.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I usually pay attention. I try to pay attention to see what they do. And whenever there's no like announcement or pre-order during a specific week, I'm like, you know what? They're going out of business. Thank God for InArt.
No, but going back to that topic, remember I think I even told you, like, man, it's been quiet. It's been so quiet. Hot Toys hasn't released anything. Hot Toys hasn't really put up any pre-orders, and then they hit us with the cancellation news, like you said, and then it's been like since that moment to now, it's been nonstop.
Harold says, Fabs, how dare you? The only thing they could do for episode 3 is Mace with a removal hand. But even besides that, right? Because I would expect, again, they're not going to make us another MMS. That would be retarded on their part. Because being that we got the main figure, right? This would be considered the main figure because this is where he had the most action, the most acting, right? He had his biggest role was in episode 2, right? He, again, you guys just telling me this. He appears in episode 3, not as much as in episode 2, but a big part of his role happens in episode 3. So that's why he's still very important to that trilogy, right? So that's why I'm saying they would never just give us 2 bare bones figures. Can they? Of course. But people, not only will they be very upset, but if they don't update the head sculpt to make it a 10 on that figure, nobody's buying that thing. So they have to make it appealing with being a DX, and that head sculpt has to be updated 100% to the point where it looks incredible. And this is just going to be, the original piece.
Or they're going to do something like what we've seen them do in the past, which is convention season is coming, summer showcase. They're going to hit us with an exclusive at some point. Maybe not this year. Maybe next year it'll be an exclusive that has some extra like little pieces here and there, but it's just essentially a remake of this one, and they'll do a limited release.
Well, now that I don't know if you heard, but Justin is helping out InArt with designing their figures, especially that Superman. So maybe Hot Toys will do a rooted curl right here.
Wait, is that true? Is that true, by the way? That rumor?
That's what he says. He says he told them to do the rooted curl in the corner of the head.
Okay. I've heard the rumor, but I just had to confirm for a little bit.
So maybe Hot Toys will do something like that.
Yeah.
Mace is in the Clone Wars cartoon. Oh, there you go.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, so perfect. Absolutely. But here's the thing. This is why I doubt that. If that were the case, right, then why are they adding this on here and not make, because if they were making a figure for him from the Clone Wars, they would have never given you this. They would have just waited to give you that with the other figure. And also remember that for them to give you a Clone Wars figure, right, in realism, would it look like this? Look at what the Grand Inquisitor looks like in the cartoon, and look at what he looks like as a figure, and look at what he looks like on the show. So they went the show version, the show look,
right? But the show look, because they gave us the Ahsoka, right? We got an Ahsoka. Or was that Sideshow? No, we got a Hot Toys Ahsoka.
No, we got
from the Clone Wars.
Right, Clone Wars.
We got Maul. We got Clone Wars Anakin with the staff, and they went realistic with those sculpts, right? They didn't go animated.
That's what I'm saying. So this could never be passed as a Clone Wars figure because it would look completely different.
No, you can pull up those figures, because those figures, the Maul and the Anakin from Clone Wars, those look realistic. I was surprised that Hot Toys went that direction. Right? They went realistic.
That's what I'm saying. They went from the animated look
Right.
to realism. That's what I'm saying. If they would have done Mace as
Right, but that's what.
as the Clone Wars, he wouldn't look like this. He would look completely different because remember that this is supposed to be from that movie.
Right.
But can they do them for Clone Wars? Of course. It's just if that were the case, they would have never added this stuff from the Clone Wars if that was their plan. You know what I mean?
Right. Unless you do something like, and I don't know. Right. This is where we need. Where's William and where's Brandon? They know all their stuff, right? If Mace has something where he's like fully armored,
Right.
or almost like this Mandalorian Obi-Wan, right? That I could see them doing, where it's almost like a Kit Bash with just a different sculpt. But yeah, look at this. That looks super realistic. They went with the realistic sculpt, even though it's a Clone Wars animated.
Correct.
So if it's something like this, you could possibly get another Mace like this with like this kind of armor.
Absolutely, 100%. Does he appear with different clothing or armor on the show?
I think we're gonna have to ask the chat about that because.
All right, guys. Anybody in the chat who watches the Clone Wars, do you guys know if Mace Windu appears with a different type of outfit? Like, for example, as you can see here, Anakin has a completely different outfit than what he appeared in every movie, right? We've never seen any of these outfits in any movie except the Clone Wars. So do you guys know if Mace has appeared on the Clone Wars with a completely different outfit than what we see him in here? Because I would like to know, because then that means that there's even more of a possibility for them to make another one from the Clone Wars, even though they just, they attached this for people who wanted him to look like from the Clone Wars. So that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Right.
Let me see what you guys are saying very quickly before I continue. So where are you guys?
Yeah, it looks like the chat is giving you some good.
Oh no, we got Paul in the house. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being saying hello to Paul. Let's see. Most of the delays are probably due to shipping issues. Let's see. Other companies are having similar issues. That could be true. Lando and Windu only black characters in Star Wars. I guess. I don't know.
No, you got Finn, right?
Yeah, but it probably means like the OT.
Oh, the OT?
Yeah, I don't remember. Lando came out pretty good. Yeah, Lando was good. Lando was very good.
Is that figure still available, or
Lando? I think so. Yeah,
because that one just feels like it's been overproduced, right?
And I think absolutely, and there's going to be a second one made too with that same head sculpt at some point eventually. Somebody did. Somebody made a Harvey Dent with that head sculpt. You know how sick that looked?
That's cool.
Oh man,
that's cool from the '89 Batman. That's cool.
I was like that. No, '92, I think. Was it '89?
No, he was in the '89. Yeah, he was Harvey Dent. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the '92 was Christopher Walken. That's what it was. Man. But yeah, the '89 Batman. Somebody did. Yeah, Hot Toys definitely has some leeway with being the dominant power 1/6. I don't think it's leeway. I think the amount of experience, right? The amount of time they've been around. It's easier for somebody who knows the company, okay? Who knows the company. They don't have to know the company very well, but they have to be aware of the company and how they operate to be able to understand when they make a mistake, right? Nobody's justifying it, but companies make mistakes. Every company makes mistakes. Obviously, the company that makes the least mistakes is the one that everybody's going to love the most, but all companies make mistakes. The problem in mistakes is not making the mistake. The problem with the mistakes is how you deal with the mistake, right? It's how you make the customer feel like, all right, we messed up, but guess what? It's not a complete loss. We will figure out how to fix it. We will give you, whatever it is, that's how you deal with a mistake. InArt, how are they dealing with this ring issue? Who knows? Who knows? Why would they offer you one thing in the promo pictures and give you another? Hot Toys has never done that. Hot Toys would never do that. So that alone shows you the caliber of company that Hot Toys is. Hot Toys has never bait and switched, at least as far as I've been around, at least as far as I remember. And if they've done it again, I don't remember. Could have happened in the past, absolutely, but again, I don't remember. So that's my thing. So me personally, being around for as long as I've been around, knowing the company, being around Hot Toys, buying Hot Toys, owning Hot Toys from many different eras of the Hot Toys company being around, starting from military all the way down to now, right? So being around and seeing how they've done things for so many years, and especially at this moment where they're pumping out so much at once, where we can't even breathe sometimes. It's like, how are we going to afford in 3 weeks 12 figures? How? So once you're in it now, I don't know how you would think about it, but how I think about it is this company has come such a long way that if they mess up on one head sculpt, to me, is not the end of the world. Because guess what? I'm still going to buy the figure regardless. Number two, if we're talking about Mace Windu specifically, that figure is a must-have for any collection, right? Number three, there's always a possibility that Hot Toys will always remake something, even if it's good. Look at Count Dooku, right? We're talking about a potential reissue or a remake or another figure that won't be much different from the original. The original looks very, very good. Why do we need another one? Because that's Hot Toys for you. What do you think of that?
No, I think you're right. Like, look, even from the Marvel side of things, where I collect, right? We look at the Dr. Octopus, right? An impressive figure, but the sculpt wasn't anywhere near the best, right? And then even a figure like Athena from the Eternals, right? It was a solid figure, very basic. It would have been made by the sculpt, and they tweaked the sculpt to a point where it no longer looked like Angelina Jolie, right?
Right.
Now, the sculpt itself, and this is something I always say, when you have the figure in hand, it still looks good. It's just that the likeness isn't there. So all of a sudden, it's like, it's not like you're getting some carbon plastic thing that looks fake. They just messed up on the likeness, which is a big thing, right? I'm not going to say it's not.
Exactly.
But when you look at how many of those figures they have, with how many great releases we've been getting so far, right? Like, if they miss on one, they've missed on one out of how many releases, right? Per year.
Exactly.
Whereas a company like InArt, or even a company like, I don't know, even Social, let's say, companies that release less quantity, they just have less to hide behind, because like you're saying, you're focused on, okay, they made one mistake. And it's like, okay, instead of moving on,
right,
we're going to be focusing on that one mistake, because that's all they're doing at this point. But when you've got another 100 figures to drop and you keep announcing figures that look great, it kind of softens the blow a little bit. And that's kind of the benefit of being a big company.
Exactly.
Like
you don't care anymore. You don't focus anymore. Again, who's been talking about that ever since those 2 weeks of announcements and releases? Nobody.
Right.
Like everybody completely forgot about it, because that's the type of company that Hot Toys is. And even in hand, right? We don't even know. In hand could look amazing.
Right.
So that's what I mean. Is just the company is a completely different caliber of company that InArt is. And the thing is this, it's kind of sad, right? To be in InArt's shoes, because the community, and mostly, I'm going to blame all the YouTubers that decided to hype up this company. Because the YouTubers, I feel like, were the ones who created this fake monster that was supposed to take Hot Toys out of business, was supposed to be more custom than Hot Toys, was supposed to be better than Hot Toys, was supposed to be overseen by Viper, that apparently that was supposed to be the game changer for InArt, which it turned out it was all bullshit to begin with. So there's a lot of things that causes InArt to not be able to take the role or be at the place where they belong. They were propped up so much that all these people expected the best out of this company.
Right.
Again, this company was born yesterday, so you can't expect the best from anything that was born yesterday. You can expect a decent product. People attach Queen Studios' name to InArt and figured, and this is I said that from day one. I said you cannot. I don't care who you are. You're not going to bring in a statue company and say, "Oh, we're going to make figures too." It's the same thing. I don't care who you are. It doesn't work.
It's a different model.
Exactly, and this is where we're at right now. That's why I don't care who you were. Just trying to justify, oh, InArt's going to be great because of Queen Studios. Clearly, that didn't make sense. Just like I said from day one, because that doesn't make sense, right?
Look, you could never expect a company like InArt fresh. Listen, and I've got InArt figures on order. You own InArt figures, right? So it's not like I'm knocking their product and saying,
Rudy, don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful in my show. Okay, go ahead.
But the point is, Jesus, man.
He's like, you own InArt figures.
Where's Mike? Where's Mike? I want Mike here right now. I want Mike to jump in and put you your place on InArt. No, but right.
Oh man,
go back. Like we were talking about it earlier when I sent you that pic of the old Rambo. Hot Toys has evolved over 20 years.
Oh, that's right, the Rambos.
Right, over 20 years. When you look at the figures they were doing 20 years ago to what they're doing now, it's like night and day. And not only did they evolve from a smaller company, they evolved into the behemoth they are now.
Yep.
So for a new company to come out, you might have.
But also remember, 3.0 was 3A. So they've been around for a very long time.
Right. So, but you've got established companies, right? And each company's been trying to find its way. Remember, Enerbay came in, and Enerbay was giving Hot Toys a run for its money a little bit. Yep. And then Enerbay had whatever financial issues, and they went MBA route, and that's where they stuck. Right? You've got Damn Toys, Blitzway. Blitzway's pretty much out of the 6-scale game at this point. Damn Toys is doing their own little thing, their own market. Everybody's finding their place. And Hot Toys has established themselves as just this monster, right? With these major licenses. Right. So if you're InArt coming in, I wish them the best of luck. I want the company.
Of course, it was never
because
great.
they're making great product. But as somebody who's been in the game for a while and just observing, you can't expect a new company, because they're a new company, to compete with any of these other companies, right? That have established things.
Exactly.
They can do great things, but it's going to take InArt. If they ever get there, it's going to take them a long time to get to the point where Hot Toys is.
Yeah.
And look, from a market,
it's not even trying to be like Hot Toys. You don't have to be like Hot Toys. Let Hot Toys be Hot Toys. Be your own monster. Be your own
more
monster.
like it's more. I'm talking from the production numbers.
Oh, gotcha.
And from having that kind of scale.
Right. But even so, but that's also my point. Like, think about, you mentioned Blitzway, Enterbay. They're still doing their own thing. They're not trying to be Hot Toys. They're still making their money, if they're making money, right? But they're still alive. They're still selling figures. They're still making figures. They're still doing their own thing. They still exist as a company, and they're not trying to be Hot Toys. The problem is that, like I said, these channels try to make InArt Hot Toys. It backfired immediately. And now everybody's noticing InArt is not what we were told. And the reason why I say this is sad, and it's not InArt's fault, is because they should have never gotten involved with any channel, period. They should have started doing their own thing. And you know, I get it. It's for marketing. It's for free marketing at that. To get their name out. I get all that. All right. I get it. So I'm not oblivious about it. I'm not, naive about it. I understand. But if they would have just did what any other company does, just make your products, advertise however you can, go on Facebook, go on Instagram, somebody will find it, somebody will share it, right? Like everybody else finds everything else.
Yeah.
And you'll get to it. If you like the product, then you buy it. And guess what? Let the company develop itself naturally.
Right.
They try to speed up the growth with the channels. Again, a lot of people know about the company now. A lot of people are calling it the best 1/6 scale company in the community over Hot Toys.
Right.
Okay. Which, again, I will tell you again, for those who've never been here, that's retarded. It's stupid.
You just can't compare them.
It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. So anybody who says that in the community, you already know who they are and what they are, because it's retarded. It doesn't make sense.
No, you said it. Like, they came in, and before they even released, I think the pre-order for the Joker, they'd already gone through 3 to 6 months of building up that hype. This is going to be a game changer. This is going to be a game changer. You know how, and then they released that list of the 15 figures they were going to tackle. Right. You know what it reminds me of? going to comics, going to Marvel, the MCU, and when DC was trying before James Gunn took over, remember every year DC would publish a list of movies that they were going to make.
Yep.
And then it was like, this is the plan going forward. Instead of just kind of going along doing their thing, and they wanted to copy Marvel because Marvel was doing that, but Marvel had already established.
Marvel was doing the phases. Remember, they were
right,
doing
but Marvel would already established, right? They'd already come in and they were already like announcing, and DC wanted to replicate that, and it didn't work out. So I think I'm 100% with you. I think InArt is doing good things. I like the licenses they have. Let them focus on their licenses. Let them develop on their own. Exactly. Right? But don't come in and tell me InArt. You could tell me, listen, you could tell me you get an InArt figure in hand. You could tell me it's the best figure I've ever had. Yeah. That doesn't mean,
thank you.
Even if it's the best figure you've ever had, it doesn't mean that it's still the company is on par with a Hot Toys. Correct. I wouldn't even put them on par with a 3.0 at this point.
Correct. And here's another thing. And here's another thing that happens very often. These people will have a Spider-Man, a Hot Toy Spider-Man, VGM Spider-Man, right? And they'll have just another random figure. And they'll get an InArt. And just because they have those two crappy figures, by Hot Toys, they'll naturally or automatically say, oh, InArt's better.
Right.
You don't have good quality Hot Toys figures anyway. You know what I mean? So,
but there's a comment in the chat too, and it says, from Commander Crook, InArt isn't trying to dethrone Hot Toys. I agree with that. Right?
No, that's what I just said.
And I think what we're saying is
the channels.
Exactly. I think that's where InArt's trying to do their own thing, and I think unfortunately the community or certain people in the community have hyped them to that point.
But that's
where it's exactly, like that's the problem.
That's the problem. So InArt was not trying to do their own thing, because if they were trying to do their own thing, they would have never ended up on these channels. That's the point. That's the problem. They're trying to make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, which is why they're doing what they're doing. The problem is it's backfiring because they can't handle what these channels are saying that that everybody should be expecting from them. Right, so that's the issue. But let me say hello real quickly to I just had somebody up here. We got Daniel in the house. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let's see. Let me catch up with you guys real quickly because we've been talking about a lot already. Let me see. I don't know why I feel like a junkie. I'm this guy.
We all are, man. I'm waiting for every day I wake up, and I got to be honest. I look at my phone. I'm like, what dropped today?
Yeah.
And then I'm disappointed when I don't get a drop. When it's like there's nothing, I'm like, all right, phone down. let me go to work.
He says, I'm surprised I have money in my account right now. And don't forget, you owe me $1,000, so I don't know how much you got left. We got Harold says, man, yeah, me too. Oh, that's fair. I told Hot Toys give us a new Han years. This guy. Oh my god. Fastest Mace with the gauntlet is from Clone Wars 3D. He had a different. Oh, so this is not even the regular Clone Wars? I didn't even know there was a Clone Wars 3D. Holy crap. So never mind that. I don't even know what that is.
Like I said, we need the pros here, man.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Brandon, where are you? Brandon! Imagine.
He's probably still sleeping from your super stream.
I know. Yo, 4 hours, man.
Yeah, I was
insane. You would have been retired from collecting after that show. You would have been like, never again.
Dude, I stayed up with you guys. Like I said, I didn't. Yeah, I was commenting to the end. I was there.
Oh, I did. I think I remember you.
And then I messaged you that I didn't jump in because I was kind of like, I can't believe you didn't.
I can't believe. No, I can't believe it. Mace sometimes wears a leg armor as well. Okay, so again, here we go. So there are different possibilities of different looks for Mace Windu. Right. So there you go.
I think there's a possibility then.
No, I'm telling you. The fact that it's, again, I just thought it was from the one movie and done. Obviously now he's bigger than that. He appears in 3, not just 1. Right. Obviously the second one is the bigger one. 3 is where he dies. Now, listen very carefully. There's a huge possibility that we're getting another Mace Windu. So don't think it's not out, that it can't happen, because it's not out of the question. It's a possibility. Again, a DX for a Mace Windu, knowing the type of character that he is, knowing that he's a Jedi master at that. Why wouldn't they give us a DX?
Right.
Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, looking at the picture, I've been staring at that picture that you've got up. It's not as bad as it's not the best,
Yeah,
but it's
this one's
not
not as bad.
horrible.
And another thing, guys, you got to remember he was very young back then, so he doesn't look like he would look for like a Nick Fury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So his face should look a lot smoother. There's no goatee, so maybe since we're so used to looking at him with the goatee, now seeing him without it looks a little funky to us. Could be that.
It's 22 years ago. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It could be that as well. So that's why maybe it's looking a little bit off because again, it's many years ago.
We're so used to seeing him now with that
Correct,
look, right?
Correct. Right. So that could be it for me. And that's why I said I can't wait to get him in hand because that's when I'll find out, all right, this is why he looks funky. It could be, again, lighting. It could be the angles.
Right.
It could be different things, as I always tell you guys. Chris says, I just don't pay my child support. This guy. I don't pay my child support. The door says, Fab, send your pics of Mace Windu. Oh, let me see. Thank you. Thank you.
See, that's where Hot Toys is going to come in. If they're really diving into this expanded universe, then it's going to become something where sky's the limit on what they can do.
I didn't get anything. Nope, nothing. Will, nothing, man. I got nothing. Nope, I didn't get nothing. Let's see who else. We got Collection Obsession in the house. Welcome. How are you doing? Being here. Welcome. Gotta have a good night, my friend. Thank you for being here. What's the next release? Another Star Wars Deadpool stuff. Well, the Deadpool stuff is probably gonna get announced either before the movie or right during the movie.
I hope it comes in soon, man. They're gonna announce either Deadpool or Logan. It's gonna be one of those.
Which one do you say?
Or Logan, Wolverine.
What was the first one?
Or Deadpool. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of the main characters they're gonna announce.
I think they're gonna be, back to back. I hope.
Or they'll do two. Like remember when they did Shang-Chi and Wenwu, and sometimes they'll do Shin and Balin. We got the 2 drops. I think that'll be it.
That'd be I hope they do them, like a couple days apart or maybe a week apart, just so we know what's coming instead of having to wait months. You know what I mean?
Right.
Commander Kirk, welcome. How are you, my friend? I'm doing. I says InArt. I think we talked about.
Yeah, we read that comment. Yeah.
So how about that Mace Windu?
We're getting back to it.
Nathan, how are you, my friend? Welcome. I'm doing. By the way, I bought all the rest of Mace Windu. You see, I have a straw, and my straw reaches to all the dealers. I drank your milkshake. Ding dong. This guy. Oh my god. Question is the current critique of InArt actually part and parcel on the InArt influences as much? Rudy, answer that.
I think it's twofold, right? I think it's InArt as a company is one thing, and I think their marketing scheme is what really changed the dialogue a little bit, and that's why it's more the influencers that have really been pushing them. Like you can love their products, but it's that whole the narrative that the narrative wasn't or didn't seem to be they're different than Hot Toys. It was they're going to be better than Hot Toys.
And even now they're
Right.
still better. Everybody that's unexperienced or that's
Right.
inexperienced will say InArt is better than Hot Toys. Anybody who says that has no experience about Hot Toys whatsoever.
Right.
What you can say, exactly what Rudy said, you can love InArt all you want. You can say this is the greatest figure I've ever had. Fine. Nothing wrong with your opinion. Nothing wrong with you saying that is your favorite figure of all time. That is your favorite figure ever made by any toy company in the world. Nothing wrong with that. That's your opinion. But to say that a company is better than another company because you have one of their products, that doesn't make any sense. And that doesn't make it true either.
Right.
Uncarded. Craig, nobody wanted this figure until it sold out. No, I don't think that's true. I think everybody was waiting for this figure because, again, I never expected this figure to ever be made ever again. This is a big deal figure. This was never made before, right? Again, is there a possibility now that it can be made again? Absolutely. Now, after this conversation, this doesn't have to be the only one. Most likely we'll get a DX. It looks like you guys are talking about Clone Wars as well. Who the hell knows? But it doesn't. I don't think this will be the only one at this point. You know, as an older cat collecting since the 70s, you pay more and receive less from Hot Toys. Samus has more to do with collectors allowing subpar quality check via their purse strings. My 2 cents. What do you think of that, Rudy?
No, maybe. I think because it's funny. I've been looking at older Hot Toys, right, from 20 years ago. I was looking at that today versus a 3-0 figure of the same character, and one of the things is, those older Hot Toys were dirt cheap, right? You were paying like $100,
120. Yeah,
120.
120.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember
Remember?
the what do you call it? The Resident Evil line, 100,
Oh my god!
120.
And I remember because I was talking about like Hot Toys crack and whatnot. I was like picking up everything. I was like, oh, Hot Toys has a new figure. I'm ordering it. Oh, it's from something I don't even know. It's coming home.
Yep.
And then they started ticking up, right? It started hitting the 160, 180, 200.
And that happened fast.
Yeah.
I remember when they were $100 and some dollars, and all of a sudden from like 120, obviously, it slowly crept up. But
Right.
all I remember is 120, and then all I remember is 180. That's it.
Right.
I don't remember in between.
Right. And then, but going back to talk about value for your bang for your buck, right? Like a company like 3-0, they're hit or miss, but when they hit,
Yes.
they hit, and they're giving you figures at $200 that are licensed.
Very good too.
And that have tons of accessories with them. So you're getting a ton of value for your money there. So I think things have definitely improved. But it's that's pretty interesting.
So it looks like, guys, so thank you, Will. It looks like this is Clone Wars Mace Windu. And if this is an actual thing from the Clone Wars, here's your number 2. It's completely different.
Yeah,
absolutely. Look at the gauntlets. Look at the suit. Look at the thing here. So, I mean, would you, having the first one now up for pre-order? Would you or for to order? Would you buy this if you were a fan? If you were a Star Wars fan, would you be like, "Oh, I need this with the longer"?
Look, if I were a super fan, I'd probably get it, right? But if I were as a casual fan, I'd probably be fine with just the one, right? I think where they're going to get a lot of people, and this is my suspicion, is if they do make another Mace Windu, they're going to do some kind of a limited release, like what they did with the Mando one.
So this would be a perfect release for that. Right. So it'll be a reused head sculpt with added armor, as you see here. And
like you said, it's a Kipash kind of figure.
Exactly. Well, just like Obi-Wan. Exactly like the Obi-Wan General and the Obi-Wan Mandalorian. Same exact thing we could get from this. You heard it here first. Rudy said it, not me. And then, guys, we got some more action, guys. We got some more action. Rudy, what was the topic you wanted to get into?
Me. I thought we talked about InArt already.
So we we talked about InArt. So we got some images, guys. It looks like Ezra and Shin are hanging out, the traitors. I thought they were supposed to be enemies, and they're not. Look at that. So Rudy.
Yes.
Why are you not collecting any of these?
Oh no, I have so Star Wars is I'm kind of weird with Star Wars, right? I think I was too young for the original trilogy, and then I was just a little bit too old for the prequel trilogy. So I never got into those as much as other people, right? I appreciated I watched Empire Strikes Back, but for me it was always like, if you had to pick Empire Strikes Back versus Indiana Jones or something to watch, right, it's going to be Indiana Jones. Now, with modern Star Wars, though, like I like the Obi-Wan show, so I picked up some of those figures. And I liked Ahsoka, actually. So the first character I ordered was Thrawn. Thrawn was a must-get for me. I read the books, the Thrawn trilogy books. So I already had the Sideshow version, the one that came with the throne, the command chair. So as soon as I knew that he was going to show up on Ahsoka, I figured Hot Toys was going to do their own version. So I had to order him. So he's coming home. I ordered Sabine. I ordered Ahsoka, and then I ended up ordering General Syndulla as well, Hera. So I'm picking up the line. I'm actually pretty deep in the Ahsoka line.
No, because it's gonna look awesome. I didn't pre-order Rex yet, and I didn't pre-order. I think I pre-ordered everybody else except Rex. I feel like Rex. I don't know if I miss out on him. It's cool. You know what I mean?
For me, it's a trooper thing, right? And because I didn't watch Clone Wars, I don't have that connection to him that other people do.
Right.
So I'm like, if I'm gonna skip any figure in the line, it's gonna be him. And I haven't pre-ordered the little droid. I forget what his name is.
Chopper.
Chopper. Yeah, I have a friend who sent me a clip about apparently Chopper is the biggest mass murderer in Star Wars because he's killed so many people
By mistake.
So I think I might end up picking him up, but right now he's the other one that I haven't picked up from these.
And one, you know, and another another thing that I'm using to justify not getting the Rex is I have the Clone Wars Rex with the head sculpt on, and I have a second Rex brand new sealed that I can easily just put with the helmet on and put him, in his place of instead of having him branded Ahsoka, I have him branded, Clone Wars, and it'll look exactly the same. Who's gonna say that's not it? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gonna be in my collection anyway. So that's how I'm justifying that. Right, not getting that one specifically. Obviously, if I could get it for cheaper later on, I will. But I'm in no rush for that at all whatsoever. But everything else, I think I pre-ordered because everything else is beautiful. And we got a super chat from Daniel. Thank you, my friend. Look at that.
Yay.
He says, picked up Doctor Strange Madness fig and Thor Endgame fig recently to accompany my Spider Cap, Captain America, and Iron Man diecast. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. This is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. That is awesome.
Those
Yeah,
are good
and
figures, by the way.
Yeah, no, good. And any questions, anybody, if you got any questions, don't feel weird. I'll try to help as best as I can. Also, Rudy, I don't know, I'm offering your services, but if anybody has any questions,
Of course.
can they message you or you block them immediately?
No, anybody can reach out. Anybody can reach out. Daniel he already posted some messages on my YouTube videos. You can hit me up on Instagram. Might take a little bit of time to respond sometimes, some days, because I'm a workaholic.
Well, not only that, but he's not really good with technology. And believe it or not, guys, Rudy's cell phone still has a crank on it, so he doesn't really know how to use it.
Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here.
He's got a crank on it.
No, it's the one. Remember the one that stuck on your wall that had the
rotary
dial? That's how I call everybody.
He's got the Zach Morris phone. Remember the same cell phone?
The big cell phone.
I call that the brick because it looked like a brick. I call it the Zach Morris phone.
We're showing our age.
Every time I would see that cell phone, I'd be like, "Yo, that's so cool." And then as I got older, I'm like, "Yo, that looks like a brick."
Can you imagine carrying that around all the time? Probably held like a 20-minute charge at that.
It's like, what's up, guys? Oh man, crazy. This line is called for the green chicken blue guy. This is the Democrat line. That Ahsoka is juicy. Throne has nipples. Can we get him?
Oh man,
this guy. Fabs, no Rex. That's blasphemy. You need Rex. Well, that's the thing. I know I need them all, but it's like, is it really going to be that much? And I know there are differences, right? We saw that actually Hot Toys showed the two differences of the two the side by side, I believe. So is it really necessary? That's my thing. You know what I mean? Obviously to me, absolutely. But if I could skip it for whatever reason, if I can't get them for cheap, then I could just open up my Clone Wars Rex and just put him next to everybody else. And again, that's for me to look at. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody's going to come in and be like, oh, look, he's lying. He doesn't have the real one. He's got the clone. You know what I mean? Like, it's for me, right? So, But obviously, I'm going to try to get it. I just don't want to overspend when I have a second one sitting in the box.
Right.
So that's how I justify that.
Right.
Giovan, welcome. How are you? Wait. Giovan, so please, Brandon was looking for your information because I think you won one of the giveaways. So please message somebody, either me on Instagram or Messenger, or Brandon directly on Instagram, Zapco, Scrapyard, or on Facebook Messenger, Brandon Hernandez. So either one doesn't matter. We need your shipping information. Again, I think he said that you won, so he messaged me to find out about you, but obviously I don't know your information, so I'm glad you showed up. So thank you for being here. He has a cell phone that's so big it makes it look like you're calling in an airstrike.
That's exactly true.
An airstrike. Imagine. Oh, that's crazy. Great seeing you, travel. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for mentioning.
Look at this. How much hair? I don't have that much left, man. Don't take it.
Thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate it. Yes, I sent him a message on Instagram the same day, but he hasn't responded. Yeah, you're not the first one. Michael also apparently messaged him, and he never got his messages either. So message me, please. Message me directly on Instagram, FabsFigures, or Messenger. And then I'll get him your information just to be safe, please. Just so you could get your stuff also, because he could be, he didn't get Michael's messages either, and Michael messaged him. So just message me directly. Fabs, bad with tech. I'm 15 years technologist, but new. I know, right? Imagine. Big Rib in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
Being here. I just noticed Carlos is not in the house tonight.
Oh, he's absent. Yeah,
Carlos, because I didn't play his clip. So yeah, no, he's not here today. Carlos, where are you? Come back. Okay, I'll send them. Yes, please, thank you. And I had a beeper. We were talking about beepers. Where were we talking about beepers recently?
We talked on the backstage.
Yeah,
week.
That's what I thought. I always wanted a beeper so bad. Beepers were popular when I was like 9, 10, 11.
Yep.
And I just couldn't.
And then you had to use them with a payphone. Remember, you had to go find a payphone to call back.
No, remember the codes? Remember the codes? And when it was
it was like emergency 911.
911, exactly 911. No, it was crazy times, crazy times. And then you knew you were a drug dealer when you had a beeper and a cell phone, because only they had them.
Oh man,
crazy, right? Crazy times.
Yep.
Figment. Oh my God, Figman with the super chat.
Yay.
Thank you, my friend. He says, let's support the channel. Hit that. Yes, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here as always. This is for you, my friend.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. That's awesome. My God, you guys are insane. So now, Rudy. So seeing him looking like a little tool now without the beard, and look at her. How do you like her? Do you like her better as mean or as nice?
Dude, you know Joker J knows. I like the mean look.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, of course.
But she's actually very pretty. I thought she was gonna be like an ugly girl, but she's not at all. I don't know her name either. So
no, but she was great on the show, man. Now
she's very.
If they make a figure of him, no way.
See, I think that line is over. I think everything's out already. I think
so.
They displayed everything. And I told you guys this in the beginning. Everybody was excited. Oh, Ezra, they're gonna make Ezra. I
wasn't excited.
Well, I didn't know anything about Ezra. And the moment that, they made the whole show about Ezra, and then Ezra appears, I was like, what the hell was the point of this? They're chasing this guy who did absolutely nothing on the show. Like, once they found him,
I wasn't the only one that felt that way. I love the show.
Like, what was the whole point of finding him?
And then he was annoying. He was
useless. He was useless
character at the end.
Useless.
So the only positive, he had those little turtle people.
Yeah.
That was it. Everybody else was a great character, right? Ahsoka got a little annoying with the arm crossing thing, but okay, I'll accept it. But you had Balin, you had her, Shin, you had Thrawn. You had all these great characters, and then him,
The
he
witches.
annoyed the hell out of me. I'm telling you,
Nah,
I
boring.
was like, I knew
Boring,
off the bat,
boring,
if they
boring.
ever make him, I'm never getting him unless he does something in whatever. If they do Ahsoka season 2 or something else, no way.
So that's the thing. I didn't expect them to make it, but because I said, all right, they're surrounding the entire show on this guy. The whole point of the show is we got to find Ezra. So who is this guy, right? So again, that was like the most deflating part of the whole show. You find this guy. I'm thinking this guy's gonna appear because he's gonna kick some ass. He's gonna be this crazy like Jedi guy. Yo, this guy was like the most boring, most like nothing character. So my mentality was, all right, they made the show all around him. So there's got to be a reason for them to make this figure because he's apparently a big deal. Again, there was no action to him. There was no action from him.
Right.
So I was like, this wouldn't make sense to make this guy. Again, who is he? Who is he? What did he do? So that's why I was like, I doubt they're going to make him. And here we are. So that's why now that they're showing off the entire line, it's like there's no need for this guy. Can they come out of left field and make him? As always, of course, but I doubt it.
He would have to. First of all, I think you're right. I don't think they're going to make him from this line. I think you're right. I think they showed everything at this point. And then he would have to do something great in some other property to make the figure appealing. And yeah, listen, as non-Star Wars fans, you've got to realize this is how we're collecting, right? So
no.
Another viewpoint.
Let me put Bob in his place real quickly, okay? let me put him in his place real quickly. Okay. Number 1.
How dare you?
Number 2. We are not talking about. Well, we are talking about the show, but we're not focusing on the show. We're linking the show, what happened on the show, to the figures, right?
Right.
You're talking about how useless this character was to make a figure out of him. Okay. So before you're disrespectful on the stream, calling us non-fans. Okay.
I don't think so.
But you always get a high five. Oh my God, he's in that. Look,
he made it. He made it.
Made it, Carlos. Welcome. How are you? Nice to see you,
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante. How you doing?
It's my favorite clip. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Rudy, if they ever make him, I'll never get him.
I'm gonna stand by that. I swear.
He said I'll never get him.
Never.
You'd have to watch Rebels. Oh, so is Ezra from Rebels? So there you go. That's why I'm like, who is this guy? Who's this guy supposed to be? Like, I don't know him from a hole in a wall.
If Brandon watches the replay, this is where he's gonna be like rolling. He's gonna be like, "Oh my God, these idiots! These 2 idiots!" You know he's gonna be saying that. These idiots don't know what they're talking.
They don't know anything.
They don't know anything. William just shaking his head, be like, "Oh no,
unbelievable." Fabs, thank you, my friend. Yes, that is my favorite clip of all time. Of course, argument, figure of speech. Oh man, yeah. So again, not an exciting character for me, at least not something that I would be excited about at all whatsoever. Even if they obviously, let me put this out there because I'm going to be called a flip-flopper, a liar, a whatever. Obviously, if the figure, I'm not gonna say what Rudy said. I would never say what Rudy said. So I'm gonna separate myself from Rudy's statement very quickly. If this figure, again, I told you guys how I feel about the character. I'm standing on that all day long. I don't care about the character. I don't know the character. He was boring to me, right? Perfect. But if Hot Toys comes out with a limited run on this guy,
no, don't do it.
2,000 figures or 2,500 or whatever they want to do. You better believe I'll be on that queue waiting for that guy.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But obviously if they don't make it, who cares? But I would never. And listen to what I just said about Rex. If I could get him cheaper than retail, absolutely. I'm in no rush to get him. I'm in, if I get him, fine. If I don't, fine. but I'm still trying to get him cheaper than, obviously what he's going for retail. But I will never say, oh, if they make that, I will never get it. Never.
I said it. And I'll stick to it. I'll stick to it.
The difference between Rudy and I is Rudy.
Oh, here we go.
Rudy.
Here we go.
He said, "Here we go." I feel like Rudy is more of a 108 Toys kind of guy.
Oh, and here we go.
Imagine. For those who don't know, 108 Toys is the number 967 third-party company in the world right now. And Rudy has their entire collection.
That is such an exaggeration. I have 2 of their figures. 2 of their figures.
But he's got 2 108 Toys. But you know what he doesn't have? 2 Black Adams. Unbelievable.
At least I got one, right? At least I got one.
You didn't get the good one, Rudy. You didn't get the good one.
No, I.
Oh my God! Chris says, "Would you get 2 if it comes to 2 head sculpt?" Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, absolutely. But not Ezra.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ezra.
No. If he comes with 2 head sculpt, obviously it's going to be part of the package, right? So if I'm getting him for 1, but I think that question is for you.
For me?
Yeah. If he comes with 2 head sculpts, would you get him?
Which one? Ezra? No.
Ezra, yeah.
No, I did not like the character at all. No way. He was terrible. He was like a crybaby.
Yeah, he was very liberal-ish, He was very like emo-ish,
No, I just didn't feel like the chat's gonna kill me. All the Star Wars fans that watch Rebels, but in the show, let me preface this. In Ahsoka, I did not.
Yeah, that's all I know about the
character.
Exactly,
that's all I know.
Thank you. Same thing. Same exact goes for me. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. I've never seen the guy. Never heard of the guy. All I know of him is from Ahsoka. Period. Right. That's all I know. And I didn't like anything that I learned about him on that show.
Especially when you compare him with all the other characters we got, right? Ahsoka, Shin, Baylan, Sabine.
Correct.
They all either had a moment where you kind of said these guys are pretty cool, and then you had him who did nothing. So
exactly. So I feel exactly the same way. Because again, he could be an amazing character on Rebels. He could be amazing in the Clone Wars if he appeared. I don't know. But I could tell you in Ahsoka, to me, very boring. Very, very, very boring. Very uneventful. Very blah. We have Rob in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. The only figure I'm getting from Ahsoka is Baylan. That's it. I mean, that is a good one, but damn.
That's a good figure to get, though. That's
probably, besides the Ahsoka, which I think, it's going to be slightly different. We already noticed that from the promo pictures. I think besides Ahsoka, I think Baylan is going to be a very, very good figure. I think it's going to be in this order. So it's going to be Baylan, it's going to be Ahsoka, it's going to be Hera, and it's going to be what's his name?
Thrawn,
because even what's her name? Sabine Wren, I don't think she's going to look incredible in hand. There's something about that head sculpt that I don't like. It looks very soft. It looks very, very it looks very animated. It looks very, I don't know. There's something about it that is not, it doesn't look great to me. Maybe in hand, again, it'll change my mind. But as of right now, that is not my favorite head sculpt.
When they announced her, I thought she looked actually really good. The Sabine Wren. I thought it looked good. But then they've announced so many really amazing figures from that line that she kind of definitely fell off. I would put it, for me, I think it's going to be the Ahsoka looks great, which is as it should be, right, from her show. And then it's Baylan and Shin, followed by Thrawn. I think those are the ones that I think they're all going to look great together, but I think those are going to be the best ones in the bunch.
Guys, hit that like button, please. There's 22 of you guys here. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate you, my friend. I hang out with the turtle people. Raises beta. Oh my god. I don't have the space, unfortunately. I'm saying, oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. That's just still. I feel like out of all of them, I think that's going to be the best one. I don't think you're going to miss out on anything else. Believe it or not. he had Botox shots. Can I experience like does all your Sideshow waitlist more accurate than when it finds any chance Sideshow type? So Rudy, what do you say?
I've had pretty good luck with Sideshow's waitlist. Like I've had I want to say about probably a 75% to 80% conversion rate on waitlist items.
See, I wouldn't know because if I pre-order something, I'm getting it, right? And I used to pre-order everything. I still mostly pre-order everything.
Right.
So I never really deal with the waitlist, even though out of maybe the 4 times that I hit a waitlist, no, in total, I've done it maybe like 10 times total. But a lot of those times were just like to see if it happened, which they never did. And the one that did was Attack of the Clones Yoda. If I'm not mistaken, if that was one of them.
But for me, because I saw Daniel, that doesn't. One of the things that has happened is I used to play this game sometimes with some figures, where I would kind of wait for them to get blue listed, and be like almost gone, and then I would either pre-order to not miss out, or if I missed out, I'd go immediately on waitlist. So I feel like that's why I probably had a better conversion rate, because the figure had just sold out, and then I went on waitlist. So I think I don't know how their queue system works, if it's like on order of when you signed up, or if they used to be that way. I think now it feels like they just send out an email to a bunch of people saying there's a figure available, jump on and get it. So
yes, I feel like that's true, because every time I get those emails and I go check, there's nothing there. There's never anything.
I think changed it a little, Daniel. So and to Fab's point too, I should also preface, I haven't done the waitlist in a while.
Right. Well,
right.
Another thing that could be happening, Daniel, is this. For a long time on Sideshow, figures were not going waitlisted as quickly as they are now. A lot of these figures are going waitlisted very, very quickly.
Right.
And that's for Sideshow's own benefit, which is what? To not hold on to too much stock. Right. So I think what's happening is they're taking a certain amount of orders, right? And they're putting a wait list because they feel, all right, this is going to be our certain amount that we're going to take in. I feel like they have an average number, right? They have a standard number per amount of pre-orders that they're going to take. And then they wait list it to see how many more people want the item as well, to gauge future numbers. That's just what I'm assuming.
No, you're right. Because remember the Batman, right? The Robert Pattinson Batman. Right. That figure kept on going on waitlist, and then all of a sudden it would go back on pre-order. So to me, it almost seemed like Sideshow was playing that game. It's like, we have a batch, right? We filled all our orders. Before we order again, all of a sudden they had enough on people like waitlisted, and they said, all right, let's order some more. So I feel like they're playing that game where they were waitlisting that. Now that was an exception, because I don't think I've seen that happen a lot.
But question for you. So think about this, because you just said something that would make sense, but for some reason, like, if let's say their number is 2,000, so they take 2,000 pre-orders, boom, waitlist,
right, and
they get another 100 waitlisted items. Wouldn't it make more sense? Because you said, they open, you only talked about that Batman, right? The right. 22 Batman. So if that were the case, right? If they saw that they had, 100, 200, 300 more waitlisted orders, wouldn't it make more sense for them to, all right, if we got our 2,000 number locked in, all right, so we got 2,000 pre-orders.
Right.
We got another 100, 200, 300 waitlisted. Why would they put that out open for pre-order again to get even more orders than the original 2,000?
Right.
When they could have easily just fulfilled those extra 100, 200, 300 numbers without opening the item up for pre-order again, to cause themselves more problems and maybe even cause more cancellations at that.
Right. I'm almost wondering though, because we don't know what the batch is that the minimum number of orders that Sideshow has to put in for Hot Toys, right? I don't know if it's 1,000, if it's 2,000 units.
Right.
So to your point, it might be something where the demand was such that they said, all right, we need to put in another order for another, say, 2,000 units. And they fulfilled that, and they kept orders coming in, because that's the only figure I've seen them do that with, right? That Robert Pattinson Batman. The other figures that have gone on waitlist, for the most part, especially recently, I haven't seen them. Once they go on waitlist, they seem to stay there.
Right.
So I don't think there's as much of a demand on those to merit opening it up. But that Batman, I think, was kind of a unique situation with how much people were really anticipating that figure. So that one's a little different, I think.
Right. And what you mentioned didn't just happen with that Batman. It happened prior too. There were different figures. I don't remember what they were, but there were at least 2 figures that happened to. They were waitlisted, and then they came back for pre-order,
Right.
and then they went back waitlisted after like a couple of days. So that did happen a few times. I remember that. I want to say 2020, 2021. Back then, back during those times.
Right nowadays, though, like I haven't seen that. Right now recently, I've seen
Correct.
It goes waitlist,
And
I've seen figures not even go. Like, remember, it used to be waitlist, and then we would play the game. It's like, all right, when is Sideshow going to put them on? Oh, we've got stock,
Right.
And now we're seeing a lot of figures not even make it into the stock.
Correct.
Like, they could stay waitlisted.
Correct. Which is, again, they're doing that from their own. For those who don't know about that, Sideshow has been stuck with so much stock forever.
Oh yeah.
How
many Captain Marvels do they still have? Remember,
the deluxe too.
Come the summer and right, Christmas and Thanksgiving, they'll give you those coupon codes for a free Captain Marvel, like they did last year.
Yeah, no. So there's a lot that could happen. Axel, my friend, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here, my friend. Welcome. All right, Rudy. So we got this beauty. We got some updates on this guy. So you own the DX19, I'm going to assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so now looking at these differences, which I think are gorgeous. I think, the fact that they updated the figure this much, to me, is great, because we're not getting another DX19 with extra stuff. Right. You know what I mean? So the fact that they went all in like that, and they're really changing a lot.
I mean, look at the cowl. The cowl right there alone.
Exactly.
The amount of detail that thing has is pretty impressive.
Well, look at what they did. They changed the cowl around, right? The paint application on the cowl is a different tone. Okay, they made it more gritty, not so smooth as here. Look at what they did to the eyes. The eyes here look more white because they're fully open. Here he's squinting. So that's why they look so much better. Everything looks so much darker in here. The paint application on the skin, okay? It looks glossy here and more shiny. Here it's more matte, more like regular skin. What do you think about all of this stuff back here?
I think it's a great upgrade. I mean, this is a solid upgrade. I mean, even the back panels, right, that you're seeing. If you're gonna have them with the cape, you're never really gonna see it.
Correct.
So I definitely appreciate what Hot Toys did there, because it's pretty striking. I know some people might say it's subtle, but I think it's subtle, but it definitely stands out. You can see the differences. It's not like you're getting a die-cast piece here or there. It's a real change, and I definitely think there's a lot more detail to it overall.
How do you feel about this figure overall? Like, do you think it's necessary? Do we need another? Do we need it because of the Bat Armory, or do you think we could have done without this figure?
I think it depends, right, on who you are as a collector. For me, this is something I passed on, right, because I have no, I have all the DX versions of this guy.
I thought
that had come before. No, listen, when it came out, I thought about it, and then I thought, I just don't need it. Right, I've got so many versions of this Batman. I don't need another version.
Well,
and now I'll be honest. Now I'm kind of like,
you could always get it. You could always get it though, no?
It's still waitlist. It's waitlisted on Sideshow, but there are other places you could
Exactly.
probably
You
get it
could get
from.
it.
Yeah.
You could get it anywhere. And I don't think, this is going to be one of those things that because of the price, because it's pricey, not everybody's going to jump on this. Only
Right.
like the big fans are going to jump on this. Especially the big Batman fans, the big DC.
Batman is huge. Yeah, This Christian
This
Bale Batman is huge. So
this is
people are
going to
gonna
be
get him.
this is going to be the best Batman out yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, question for you: how do you feel about this whole statue thing? Because it's something, it looks like a power pose figure, right?
That's what it is. Yeah.
No, that's what it is. It's a power pose, statue figure. But how do you feel about Hot Toys doing shit like that when in the past we've gotten, for example, the Michael Caine, what's his name? Alfred.
The Alfred, right?
With the 2-pack, Tux, Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne, that double pack with the Bat Armory as well. And having that double pack, we're getting figures, we're not getting statues, right? Why do you think they would do something like that, like this? Do you think it's okay for them to give us statues when we're buying 6-scale figures? Do you think this was a way of trying to keep the price down? Because think about it, this is useless right here. This is a straight statue, and literally they gave you this instead of giving you a little
a little bust.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. They give you this to not give you a bust, because again, to make it more valuable, to make it look at least more valuable. Again, this is not a figure, this is a statue. Right. So to make it look cooler, to be able to raise the price a little bit, even though it's not a fully articulated body, it's still a body. You still display this on a case and it looks badass, right? It's just not doing anything. Go ahead.
Right. I appreciate that. Listen, I appreciate them doing some different things here and there. And I think as opposed to a bust, which might, listen, like, the bust that came with the Let There Be Carnage Venom, right, to display that thing, I wouldn't have shown that in my display just because it didn't fit. So this is a great option for me, I think, for them to do something like that, to give you another way to display this diorama piece overall, right? So I'm not going to fault them for it. Would I prefer a figure? Yeah, but then again, I don't know if a figure would have been able to achieve that pose with the arms crossed either. So
never, no figure would ever do that.
Right. So I appreciate what they did here. I appreciate that they did something different. It lets you display the sculpt, however you feel about the sculpt, right? But it lets you display that next to the armory. I think it's a decent package, and I don't mind it. I think it's interesting, and I don't know that I want them to do this all the time, but I appreciate when they do different things like that.
How would you have felt if they had given us a bust instead? I don't think we would have cared, because we would have never known about this statue anyway, right?
Right. And then it's like, if you want to display the bust, you display the bust. Or I think I know for me, I would have probably just said, no, that stays in the box, and I'm going to just display, if I were to get this, the armory. So this definitely gives you a great option where you feel like you're getting something out of it that you can display, especially if you're not a bust collector. You don't want to have those in your display.
Right. I feel like they're trying to give you two different ways to display the entire figure, and as Bruce Wayne and as Batman. But what happens is, if you take the head sculpt and put it on the Batman suit, then you're gonna waste this unless you buy a spare head sculpt for it, right? So it's gonna be sitting in the box, or you're just gonna have to use it for something else, right? Which would be weird. The thing is, it's kind of tough to figure out how you're going to display this, because the head sculpt is gorgeous, and the new cowl design and the new everything about the cowl is, really, really different and very, very appealing. It looks great.
Yeah. So
that's
I think they made it harder for people that are getting this, because I think if they had stayed with that original design of the bat suit that they put up for pre-order, people would have been more inclined to just showcase the suit in the armory, right?
Correct.
But then they just announced all these updates, and it's like, well, now I have an opportunity to show like the ultimate Batman, Dark Knight Batman, Dark Knight Rises Batman that's super accurate. So I think Hot Toys just made it tougher for anybody getting this to try to figure out how they're going to display it.
Look at that, man. Look how mean.
I mean,
that
it looks.
it's
And look, I
gorgeous.
like the DX19, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. And they look
it's a
so
great-
different, but they look
But that
so
cowl,
different.
look at the cowl. The cowl just looks.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, right? The DX19 on the side almost looks like a toy, right? Comparison, right?
But it's crazy how they look so different.
It's
They look very, very similar, obviously, but they look so different. Like here, he looks mean. Here, he looks soft. Look at like I said, even the opening of the mouth. Look how much smaller it is here than it is here.
It's all tight. It's tight to the plate. The way they did the fit. They did a great job with this update. Listen, I'm not crazy about the Bruce Wayne sculpt, to be honest, but the bat suit.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I always thought it looked weird, and the updates they made, I'm not crazy about them, but the selling point for me is the suit, is the bat suit, and what they did here is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, the bat suit is. They changed the cape, as you can see, guys.
The material looks
The material of the cape, so it's covering different. It looks different. The clear chest plate is more clear up on the top one, on the new one, at the updated one. The symbol is also different, a little bit darker. But yeah, there's a lot of noticeable. See, like this is awesome. This is really good. This is very, very good. Again, we're gonna lose. Don't forget, we're gonna lose a lot of this on in the final product. A lot of that detail. Uncarded says you got a problem with statues, bub.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Uncarded. He says people complain about statues but display their figures in.
How dare you?
Oh my god. DID pre-order the Pirates Deluxe last month, and Loki I have grabbed 2 1/4 scale. Awesome fixes mods of Mark 42 and Batman Deluxe. Ooh, Batman Deluxe. And Batman Deluxe in quarter scale is a gorgeous figure.
Daniel, it seems like you're going down the rabbit hole that we're all going down.
Yeah,
you should be picking up a
like
lot.
He's buying everything.
I remember those days.
Oh, I remember those days too. You may want to take it easy, my friend. You're gonna get in trouble real quick. Real quick. We got Nightmare in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And then we got another question. Are removal eyes in most figures going forward? The norm figures. So, Rudy, answer this.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing from Hot Toys, I think it's more standard that the movable eyes are going to be the standard for them going forward. It used to be something that it was only exclusive to the DX releases or like the Hulk, but now it's but now it seems like the norm. And I think a figure like Mace Windu is one of the, I think that was one of the last of those MMS figures that didn't come with the movable eyes.
Yes, but I think that it's not going to be, even though it's getting and it's becoming more common, right, to get the per system, the separate eyeball system. Right. It's not going to happen with every figure. It's not going to, not every figure is going to justify doing the separate eyeball system. Obviously, they're going to have to save money sometimes on certain figures that are going to be, 1, 2, 3 one-offs that don't require, the rolling eyes, the separate rolling eye thing. So it's still going to keep happening. It's still going to keep happening more than it's ever happened. Right. We're getting way more figures with them than we ever did before. But just understand that not every single figure that's ever going to be made by Hot Toys is always going to have the separate rolling eye system. Again, more than not will, but not everything, or not every, not even anywhere near close to, everything. It's impossible because it's more money that goes into that. It's more expensive to give you 2 separate eyeballs to have somebody paint them on or glue them on, or you know what I mean, where they don't need to have function. Obviously, it's less work, right, to just stuff something in that doesn't ever move, or glue something in that doesn't ever move over a mechanism that has to move up and down, left and right, rotate, all these things that give you more chance of error, right? There are more parts, moving parts that can mess up, break, and that could be a problem. So it's risky when they do this, even though, we get them, no problem. I never mess with the eyes to begin with, so I'll never know. But it doesn't seem like it's an issue, because if it were, you better believe it'd be all over the community. It'd be all over the groups. Oh, the eyes are popping out. The eyes are breaking. The eyes are not staying properly. The eyes are loose. So it goes to show that when Hot Toys does something, 99.9% of the time, they'll do it perfectly, no problems, no issues. So that also goes to show the type of company they are. What were you going to say, Rudy?
No, I think you're right. I think most, because I was looking back at the figures they released, and pretty much, right, anything that's a trooper figure, right, doesn't need that function and doesn't want it. And I think the only figure that they haven't done it for was the Kane from John Wick.
Yes.
For obvious reasons, right? But I think we're going to see.
He's supposed to be blind, right? So that's why.
Right. So I think we're going to see it be more of the norm. But you're right. There are going to be those exceptions.
Yeah, no, it can't be every single figure ever. It's impossible. Like, that's not even a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I could never and would never expect Hot Toys to do that with, for every single figure out there. Absolutely not. It's unrealistic. It wouldn't make sense anyway. And like I said, they will do those figures without the separate eyeball system to save money, because it's just that much quicker. You know what I mean? You don't need to make it fancier. You don't need to make the head sculpt that much fancier. You don't need to make the project that much more difficult by doing the separate eye, the eyeball system. Carter says, people keep asking for all these features but barely use them. It's true. Well, I don't ask for these things, but the problem with getting more features is this. Obviously, inflation is causing everything to go up, right? Which I'm not even going to include that in the conversation of pricing with Hot Toys. I think pricing with Hot Toys, obviously because of inflation, but I'm not going to say it's the main thing. They're also making their figures better. As you can see, we went from batteries to USB for a lot of their stuff, their electronic stuff, which obviously that's more money. They're providing a wire, which costs them 2 pennies, but we got to pay $20 for that, which that's just business. These battery packs that are included in the figures, right? That's not for free. That never came included before. That's extra money that they had to, spend on making these pieces. So there's extra money that we have to spend out of pocket to get these pieces.
Right.
So the thing isn't about asking for these things. I think what happens is Hot Toys will produce these things and give us these things already included as part of the entire package of the figure. And what happens is, because of the fact that it's already part of the price, right? You're going to get all these features, but the price is going to be that much more. I feel like that's what they do it. They do it just to be able to charge you and justify charging you that much more for that figure.
Right.
They wouldn't be able to charge you the same for a figure that doesn't have the separate eye, the separate eye system. So I feel like that's why they do it. I don't think they're doing this because we're asking for it. I don't think, there's a group of people in the community going, hey, we need the the eyeball system. We need the separate eye. Like, I don't think that's something that people are asking for. Some people do like it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think that's what makes the figures that much better at all. I can tell you that. Like I said, I don't use it. I've never used it. I've never played with the eyes on any figure. And I can tell you, it doesn't make my figure that much less. It doesn't make it look that much worse. Nothing. It's just an extra feature that will benefit you if you're a poser, because that's when those features work. If you're posing your figure in a certain specific way and you need it looking a certain way, that's when you use those features. But if, like Carter said, I personally display my figures in a museum pose. So it's literally stand them straight, looking straight. So why would I benefit from rolling eye system? I don't. I still got to pay for it because I get the figure, right? But I don't benefit from that, right? How do you feel about that? About those extra features and them raising prices on that?
I think you're right. I think it's a way for them to justify, right, we're throwing more at you, so the price is going to go up a little bit. I'm with you. I've been scared to use those eye systems forever, right? I told you the gore was the first one when I was trying to kind of pose up the head, the thing slid off the socket and it pushed all the eyes, so they were like they went 2 different ways. I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm gonna have to do something about it. So I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get them aligned, and that was the first time where I realized it wasn't that hard. But typically I won't even mess with it. But look, it's an added feature. They're trying to justify increased costs, right? The only thing I will tell you though, because you're starting to see this with third party, and Fabs will tell you I love my third party, right? But third party companies are starting to do some of this rolling eye system thing too. So it's almost like the technology has gotten to a point for them where it's almost a little bit cheaper too to just be able to throw it in.
Chris is looking for my grail.
1/4-inch Grogu.
He's my grail. So answer this for Daniel. So seriously, Hot Toys hits you 2 up and once 3 out of 5. What is it? 3 to 5. 3 to 5 overall ideas on how they can improve overall over the next 12 to 24 months. What are your replies and suggestions for them to improve? Go ahead.
No, you go first. I got to think about this one.
Okay, so Hot Toys hits you up with 2. Hit you 2 up and once 3 out of 5 overall ideas on how they can improve overall. So number one complaint that I do usually have, and again, but it's not even like for me because I don't pose. I would say some of the suits that they use, for example, for the Mandalorian figures, like what's her name? Bo-Katan, right? Like those outfits are very tight. They're very thick material. So the articulation on those suits is very, very limited. So maybe making the outfits a bit thinner where there's articulation, where there's going to be movement, so it's not so restrictive. That would be one. Go ahead, you do one, and then we'll do one at a time.
Yeah, and I think you're right, because that point's a good one with the Scarlet Witch that just came out from Multiverse of Madness. They went thinner with the material, which lets you get those poses. So that's a good one. You know what I like, and there would be a cost associated with it? Alternate head sculpts. Like
we get that already though.
We get that, but I think it'd be nice to get, like, you know how we got with the Peacemaker figure. It's a very expressive sculpt.
Oh, gotcha.
It'd be nice to get one that's more like the calm one and one that's expressive. And I'll tell you who does that a lot. Because Mars I collect Toys. It.
Mars Toys.
Well, Mars Toys does it, but Damn Toys does it with their Gangsters Kingdom line.
Oh, you get multiple head sculpts?
Sometimes you'll get 2 head sculpts, and you'll get the battle damage that's a little grittier. They don't do it with every figure, but it'd be nice, not with every release, but I think for certain figures, and I think they're doing with the floor plate, the faceplate changes. I think that's a pretty nice feature that I'd like to see more of that.
Another feature would be, so now that they, with the Star Killer, now instead of giving us that pleather, they're doing, what did they say? Nylon or something that they're using for the material, right, for the pants. So that's another upgrade that they're doing. So that is a big deal. I've never had any issues with flaking, but a lot of people do. And that's always been everybody's fear. If they know that it's that pleather material that obviously they use all the time, it turns people off. It scares people from getting the figure because like, oh man, I don't want my stuff to flake. So that is something that would change how people feel when they buy figures, specifically the pleather figures, because as long as they know that instead of pleather they're using, for example, like I said, whatever material they use for that Star Killer, not that Star Killer, the Dark Side,
Dark Side Luke.
Yeah, the Dark Empire Luke, that different material that they use for the pants, right? So if they start using stuff like that instead of pleather, that'll change the game, because now you never have to worry about flaking ever again.
Right.
So that's another thing I would do. Go ahead, Rudy.
I like the change to the USB a lot, right? I like that the bases connect to USB, have the light up features. I think that's going to be awesome. I would like them to invest a little bit more in that technology. The magnetic one, where apparently if you have something in the proximity of like the base, for example, it'll automatically turn on your lightsaber.
Yes,
so you don't have to do
magnetic lighting. Yes,
I love that lighting, just because I think if they give you like these pieces with the big dioramas and you can plug that in, it'll avoid the hassle of of having all those wires, right? It's a
Right.
little annoying,
Well,
but
look at
it's just
Social
natural
Toys.
evolution.
Look at
Yeah.
Social Toys in their what do they call it? Their Mr. Knight. What do they call
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
The
the Mr.
Gentle
Knight.
Moon. The Gentle Moon.
Right.
They gave us a third-party company gave us magnetic lighting. Okay. They had no business doing that type of lighting ever. Okay. We don't expect that from third party ever. If Hot Toys hasn't done it, I don't expect it from nobody else. The fact that they went as far as doing something like that Hot Toys hasn't even done yet, that Hot Toys would benefit tremendously from by doing that with the lightsabers, with all the stuff that they constantly give us. So that would be a great thing for them to do. Also, those wireless power on items, accessories. That would be a good one. Let me see.
It's a good question, Daniel, by the way.
No, it's a great question.
Worth.
Trying to think what other things, because when it comes to like articulation, like the ankles are usually good. I never had a problem with loose ankles, loose joints, so that's not a complaint.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing with the Artisan, where right now, other than that Anakin, they're giving you the two options, right? If you want to save some money, you can get the exact same figure with the sculpted hair. So I like that they're going down that path. Instead of forcing you to pay all this money for an Artisan, they are giving you like a cheaper option too, like a budget-friendly or more budget-friendly version. I'm with you on articulation. I think most of their figures that need it have the double jointed elbows. That's something that always annoys me, since I do like to pose things up a little bit with some companies that just do single bend.
Right.
So I really haven't had an issue with that with Hot Toys right now. I'm sure there's other stuff that I can think of with enough time, but yeah, those were the immediate ones that seem to come to mind.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe magnetic base to light up the entire figure. Like for example, an Iron Man. An Iron Man figure, you know what I mean? Like you have an Iron Man, you got a magnetic base, you put it on there and it lights up automatically. That would be amazing.
Can you imagine with all those? Remember all these older ones that we have up here that have the button cells that nobody ever uses?
The ones that rotted inside.
and even I remember doing it for one of the reviews. I put them all in, and then I realized I thought to myself, when are you ever going to turn these on again? If you have them in a packed display case, what, you're going to turn them on and just flick the switches and then put it back in for 2 minutes of display? No way. It's just. Also,
do you know those what are they called? Those something reactors, the ones that you plug in and it lights. What are they called? Not the arc reactors.
That's what I was going to say.
The fusion reactors, guys. So this is also for Daniel. The fusion reactors. If I don't know if you know what they are, but this guy customizes like lighting for every
I've seen them
accessory that Hot Toys makes. Not only the accessories, but the figures as well.
Yep.
If Hot Toys for whatever reason doesn't add lighting or specific LEDs to a certain figure, he will customize them, put them on, light them up 100%, whether it's flame effects, whether it's the actual figure, whether it's the base, whether it's he did the what did he do? He always does something. Iron Man, any figure he'll light up if it needs it.
Right.
Something like that. So if Hot Toys gave us lighting for everything, right? If it needs it, add it.
Yeah, I saw that with talking about the Tony Stark from Endgame, right? With the glove. I saw somebody. I don't know if that was Fusion or somebody else.
It is because he had it moving. He had it moving
all the way down. Like the stones were shimmering.
Yes,
he had it all the way down the body because it was kind of like pre-snap.
And the light was all over the body too. It was
that was amazing.
Yep. So stuff like that, like give us RGB functions. You know what I mean? Give us, especially like the Mark 85 battle damage. Something like that. That'd be sick.
It's something funny too, because I was mentioning this about the Wanda from Multiverse of Madness. I just got her, great figure, right? Beautiful figure. But with that magical effect, it would have been nice to have those kind of do the same thing, light up a little bit, and just have that kind of magical red glow going on. That would have been pretty cool.
Yes, RCN he does make their own. Actually, he sent me one. Where is it? I still haven't even put it together yet because it looks super complicated. It's over there. He gave me a gantry whole setup for me to light up the entire plastic gantry, and I still haven't done it yet because there's a lot of wiring, a lot of stuff, and when you modify these things, you actually got to like take it apart, and
That's the thing.
like,
Yeah.
you gotta like melt the glue that keeps like the seams together and stuff. And I am not, a customizer. It doesn't sound like it would be a pain, right? But I'll be the one to mess up the entire gantry and then be like, what am I gonna do with this thing? No, and that's that's my fear.
No, you and I think alike because that's why I don't touch the stuff. I pose them, I pose everything up a little bit, but I try not to modify it too much.
Yeah, no, I modify my stuff. It scares me. Breaking my stuff is my worst fear. Savon, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
My whole collection is lit up with fusion reactors, and the pricing. Yeah, no, it's not expensive because don't you have to do it yourself anyway? I think you buy them and then you do it yourself.
I think it's a kit. I think isn't
right,
it a kit?
That's what I thought. I never
Right.
owned one, but that's what I thought. But it's cool. Savon, I've seen moving my collection that direction. So many. Yeah, no, they're very cool. They're really, really cool. Daniel says you need an engineer. So you imagine? Oh my god. He's like, yeah, I need to modify my 1,300 figures, please.
It's a nice bill you're gonna get there.
I know. How much would you do for that? Chris says, Hot Toys probably watching and saying, okay, you want this stuff to pay more. Yeah. No, and that's the thing. That's why you guys don't see me asking for anything. You know what I mean? You don't see me go on streams. Oh, we should get this and we should get that and we need that. No. Hot Toys makes them perfectly.
Right. I love the figures just like the way they are. We don't like the extra features are nice.
Correct.
But I even talk about it, right? Like we've talked about the light up features, for example, unless they make them really easy, like plug and play almost, I'm not going to be turning on all those features ever, right? It's going to be for a couple of pictures and that's it. And then even the rolling eyes, same thing. The thing that I'm never going to use is the black light feature on like the Black Panther suits. They're cool.
Right.
But I'm like, unless maybe I do an isolated display.
See, like that was even a cool thing when they did it. Like I thought that was awesome. I was like, oh my god! I was like, they give you the black lights to go with the whole diorama and everything. I was like, that is awesome. But then when like it came down to it to use it, you're like, where am I putting this whole setup? Like this thing is way too bulky, takes up too much space with these lights that like for what? Like you don't need all that. You know what I mean? And we paid for all of that.
Right. And so public service announcement here. Always check your boxes when you get them, because I kept that Black Panther in the box forever, and then I decided I was going to put everything up, see that feature. The light up feature just doesn't work. So, and it's already, I had it like in a box for a year and a half. So
I was going to say it doesn't work maybe because the batteries are dead.
Well, no, because you had to put the batteries in. So I put in new batteries, but like the switches, something's going on. So I'd have to get like
try it again. Make sure the batteries are done properly. Make sure they're all brand new. And then when you have it on, do this. Flick it.
All right, let me try.
Because what's going to happen is if it's a bad connection, flicking it will make the lights flicker, and then you know it's a bad connection.
Then I know I have to probably open it.
Correct. Because those things, they're very basic connections. They're very basic setups. So there's
they're cheap, right? They're cheap.
Exactly.
The pylons that they gave you were like pieces of styrofoam.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not expensive. It's just a light up. It's just literally the bulb with the wire plugged into where the batteries go, and that's it. That's the whole setup. So it's nothing fancy. That's what I'm saying. For that to break, it's like I don't think so.
You know what though? I'm going to tell you that just to because I think it goes along with the point Daniel was bringing up. I kind of like the way Hot Toys has evolved their dioramas too. Because remember, originally that was a diorama. It was like a little piece. Even the one we got with the Mysterio Illusion Iron Man, they were like thin plastic. Yes. It was so cheap.
That was annoying.
It was so cheap.
And they don't stay on the one, especially the one on the knee. There was one that you had to put the skin. That was useless. That piece, like that I don't even know why they came up with that.
It looks so cheap.
Yep.
And one of the things I appreciate that they've been doing, it's kind of, I feel like it started last year, when they're giving us these deluxe releases now with diorama pieces, but they're also giving you a more standard version. It's almost like, yes, you're paying more, but the dioramas are actually pretty good. Like,
very good.
think about all the Spider-Man No Way Home lines.
Well, I
Those
like
things,
the Spider Monkey one with that Molten Man. That
that's
was
great,
gorgeous.
right? The Sandman base that we got with the Toby
Sandman,
Spider-Man,
gorgeous.
that's amazing. The
Mhm.
one from Wanda, right, too, because I just literally have it
That's
next to me.
amazing too.
I
Mhm.
thought when I saw that, I thought the candles are
The
going to be like
candles,
plastic. The
candles.
base is going to be like a piece of flimsy plastic, and it's actually really sturdy.
Yep.
So I'm impressed with Hot Toys, with the direction they've taken, where it's like, all right, you're going to pay an extra X number of dollars for a diorama.
It's
that
worth
goes
it
with this.
though. It's worth
We're gonna make it worth it a little
It's
bit. So
worth
I
it.
appreciate that.
So here's the thing with that though. It's worth it 100%, right? And that's why they give you the option. Go deluxe if you want it, or go regular.
Yeah.
Right. The thing with me is I always get deluxe, even if I'm not going to display it, because number one, they look great. All those dioramas look great.
They look
Right?
awesome.
If you were to use them, it would change your entire collection. The way that it looks, forget it. I buy them because I like them. I just don't have the room to put them obviously anywhere.
Right.
But I want to know that, guess what? If I ever, get a bigger house and get a bigger basement, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be able to display them then, but I at least have them,
Right.
rather than not have them, regret not having them, and now they're $800 for me to get them.
Right.
You know,
My problem is I still don't have the space because my Magic case is supposed to be here in July. So we'll see if they hold true to that deadline.
I
But
can't wait for that setup. How many did you order?
I ordered a lot. It's like this entire corner is gonna go from that wall to here, corner units, and then the return all the way down.
DF-120s?
No, I have a couple of DF-120s, but they're gonna be the 6-scale ones. So I can fit more shelves.
Gotcha.
But I want to do the diorama pieces, right? That's kind of the problem. Is once I start playing around with them and I put that diorama piece out, it's hard to put that one back in the box and say I'm not going to display it because they just look impressive. I've been pretty happy with the diorama pieces so far that we've been getting from them.
Mad Planet, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
I'm doing.
You made it. You made it. Thank you, guys. We got Derek in the house. Welcome as we're leaving as usual. Unbelievable.
Doing.
Here on time, Derek. You made it. Yay. Unbelievable.
How dare you?
All right, guys. So, what was I going to say? Rudy, anything coming up? Are you expecting any figures, any videos coming up?
My John Wick Damn Toys ones went up today.
Did you share in the group? Like
I'll share them in the group.
You didn't? Oh.
I'll share them in the group.
Well,
Then
always, we always got to give you some love.
You always got to give me a little bit. Then this one's going up. Look at that.
That is a gorgeous figure.
Look at that.
Yep, that is a. You know what I don't like? How the clip doesn't hold it properly.
I wish it had been something more like a seat almost.
Yep, that's exactly. Yeah, because she falls down. She's like, instead of like this,
it's almost
like this.
And because I like that they did a clear tube in the back, right? So, but it's not a flexible one. So you could usually with the Spider-Man when that tips forward, I can pull the tube, the flexi flight stand back to kind of have him a little more straight. You can't do that with her because it's all like hard plastic. So that's it. Then what else do I have? I got my first Toys for Kittles figure.
Oh, what'd you get?
Daredevil.
Oh, you ordered it.
I ordered it, so it's shipped. So that's on the way.
I can't wait for that figure. Yeah, if you said you weren't going to use the head sculpt, so I'll take it. Go ahead.
I might because I'm not crazy about the head sculpt. I'm still waiting for you to send me the invoice on the 2 figures when you find them in your collection.
Oh yeah, I gotta look. I didn't forget. We got Jeff in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. We're out of here, but thank you. Where are you?
I'm doing.
And then we got Big Dog Pound in the house. Big Dog, where is he? I just saw him. Big Dog Big Dog Pound. Woo! Go ahead, Rudy. Do your
my woo?
Yeah.
No, I can't do a woo, man.
Just do it. Woo!
Woo! There you
go.
Sounds like a geriatric wolf.
All right, guys. So we're out of here. We'll be back. I'll probably be back either tomorrow or Thursday because we're gonna get some announcements. We're still, like I said, we still got Grievous. We got Kylo. We got Dooku. So there's plenty to come still ahead. So don't think we're done. I have a feeling, guys, that from now on, May the 4th is going to be an entire month thing. as you're seeing, right? We didn't get anything for the 4th, but we got everything for the entire week, for every week of the entire month of May. We're waiting for obviously yesterday was only Monday for the beginning of the last week of May. So we have to wait and see. There's definitely more coming, so stay tuned for that. Rudy, anything you need to say before we're out?
Nope. I'm gonna ask you my question every day. Where's Namor? Where's my Namor?
He's coming. Don't worry, he's coming. I think Namor is gonna create the hype for the Black Panther figure because nobody really wants that anyway. So I think that's gonna come. It's gonna make everybody want it.
Right.
So as always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.